When I get money, I go washa. Give me one honey, I go washa. Bring that flavor with the platter. Rands and dollars and a kwacha. I am from the motherland, yeah. Sanbona ni dumela yeah. When you want me going, I go out, yeah. Shaky warrior, yeah. 1:10 is a ratio. 10 out of 10, I said there you go.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elvis Mulefi Moff, and welcome to yet another episode of the SKF podcast, otherwise known as the Soweto Kota Festival podcast. Today, we're recording in Braamfontein at the Gourmet Shrine. Hey, I'm joined by Chef Vusi, who is going to be breaking down a whole lot of things about the Gourmet Shrine as well as their participation at the 2022 Soweto Kota Festival. Welcome to the SKF podcast, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'm glad to be here. Honored, actually.
Yeah, great stuff. This is beautiful work, by the way. What is his name, or what is her name?
So you could say he. Yeah, I call him a he because he's like masculine, like a he, number one.
All right.
So I call him the number one Soweto boy.
Okay.
And which is the Soweto number one Soweto boy, literally with the award.
Yeah.
I used to I think the first time that I made him was in 2017, which was at the Soweto Kota Festival, and which was still hosted in, so the first venue was the Soweto Theatre, which is in Chablane.
Yeah.
And people in Soweto, they all know the Soweto Theatre. But that's when I came up with the name to call him the number one Soweto boy. Unfortunately, that year he took the second prize, and here we are. Yeah, I don't know how many years later. So I think 4 or 5 years later, he comes back and he claims the first prize. So now he certified himself to be the number one Soweto boy. So I call him the number one Soweto boy.
The number one Soweto boy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great name for your quarter, man. We've recorded 2 guys so far. They participated in this year's Soweto Kota Festival competition, and it was the 3rd place and the 2nd place.
Okay.
So the first one, what was the name? What was the name? What was the name? That one from Street Bite. The First Bite. So the name of the quota is the First Bite.
First Bite.
Right. They came third place at the 2023 Soweto Kota Festival, and then the one that came 2nd place, it's called Kota Burrito.
Okay.
Kota Burrito, yes, something like that. So the guys are based in Alex, and this guy went to the US in Texas to study, to become a chef. Then he came, the culinary. Then he came back and he started this restaurant in Alex. So I'm just getting you naming it, the number one Soweto Kota boy. I'm like, this is creativity on another level,
Yes. This comes also from Soweto. I am personally born and raised in Soweto.
Mm-hmm.
And so growing up in Soweto, being like a Kota lover, the Kota being a staple in high school, in primary school, in Ekasi, coming back, you're hungry, hambotengi Kota.
Sure.
And growing up, knowing Amakota, and eventually going to the best Kota places now in and around Soweto, checking out, and then coming up and seeing that, no man, this is what I love. Why not just do it? And started. It's a long journey in terms of culinary, which goes back to 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, 2012, and coming, for me, experiencing the culinary world and studying. So we started selling food at events. There used to be events about KSA, about pop bottles, about sneaker exchange, and all the other festivals in and around, your OPs, your MTN Bushfires, your Delicious festivals. So we, as a collective of friends, which is two friends of mine, Upali and Offense. So we started this journey about 2012. There was a place in Soweto called Reeds and a Lady, And yeah, we used to pop up, and yeah, our first company, which we named Chefs on Plates.
Chefs on Plates.
Yeah, which is still alive at the present moment and doing quite well also. And they also entered at the Soweto Kota Festival when we won the first prize. They were also they were also a part of the Soweto Kota Festival at that time. So yeah, so with that we pursue this culinary journey and start doing events. We get a lot of catering events, and then we actually cooks. We're home cooks. I'm a home cook.
Yeah.
The two guys went to culinary school. So for me, it was more of a self-taught skill that I've just been sharpening throughout the years. And they went to culinary school. So their experience with the culinary world and my creativity with the freestyle and just wanting to not do the ordinary norm of the culinary school and wanting to change the narrative just to make it more consumable for me and for the peers that I sell it to.
Wow.
And the people that actually acknowledge the product. So yeah, it's sometimes I say it's more than a quota. It's biting into an experience and biting into fresh levels of experience and just my story in a quota.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the feeling you winning a second place last year, 2022. I mean, first place at the Soweto Kota Festival. How was the feeling? How did you feel about the announcement that okay, you have come the first place?
Yo, what a feeling, an intentional thing, first thing that I did. So prior to that, hence I was saying before that I had won the second prize in 2017.
In 2017, yes.
And so for me coming back, so I didn't do, from 2017, I never did the competition.
Yeah.
And then only re-entered in 2019.
Oh.
2019, which was my first time at the Elka, doing the Soweto Kota Festival at the Elka Cricket Oval. So
yeah.
I then re-entered and then never entered that year also. In terms of I was at the Kota Festival but never entered the competition.
Okay.
Because our lines by that time were just something else. So for me, the competition, there's a certain time that you have to enter the competition and then take your quota to the blue ribbon judges, and then so I didn't make it on that time. So in 2019, I never entered the competition, and then fast forward that. I came back in 2022 with an intention to win.
All right.
And with a pure intention to win. I remember telling my team members 2 days before doing it while prepping, and I was like, I really wish I could win this, like take the first prize now. And
that's the intentionality part of it.
The intentionality part of it. So with that, me saying that I wanted to win, I had to make a award-winning quota again, or to say that this is going to be the award-winning. So as the day goes, I came in there very early. I'm always early for the festival, always excited and just energetic for the day, because it's a beautiful, big festival, nicely organized. Everything just makes sense when you are there. And getting such a large amount of people to come and appreciate just one thing, which is called the quota, and which just excites me too. So coming in there that day in the morning, I start with my prep as usual, do everything.
Yeah.
And for me, in my mind, I'm telling myself at that time that I am making the award-winning quota.
Wow.
And throughout the whole day, I'm saying that this is an award-winning quota. So fast forward to that, time goes, lunchtime, people start walking in, the gates are open, line again. So now it's a line, and these people of the Blue Ribbon have been walking around saying that the competition, actually they said the competition is starting in a few, but when they came back, I was too busy. Never had the second time saying that the competition is on now. So only at 4:30 do I then submit my quotas to the judges, which was, I think, one of the last. It was one of the last quotas.
Wow.
Actually, the last quota to be submitted. So submit that in. Presentation looks good. The flavors, the quota just looks good on its own. When I brought it, I remember just walking through the festival at that time, holding it in my hand, taking it to the judges, the reaction that I got from people. So for me, that reaction was just a sign to say that this is award winning. Take it to the judges, bring it to the judges, and from there I leave. So the competition doesn't get announced on that Saturday. We get the announcement on Sunday morning. So I'm like, they announce the first prize, the second, third. So they start from third, second, first.
Yes.
And then they announce all of those, and I never get to hear the first prize. So by then I'm like, I didn't win again. I demotivated. Okay, I walk on by, continue with the Soweto Kota Festival. We close shop and then we leave. So as we're going, I was so disappointed that day. So in the morning, coming back, there was just a bit of a miscommunication between us and the judges, which was the name. So it's quite a tricky name to intake. So the Gourmet Shrine. So,
the Gourmet Shrine.
And so there was that. So they didn't announce the first prize, looking for the first winner. And we continue. So as we get there Sunday morning, so it's a 2-day festival. So Sunday morning we get there, and the judges come, they be like, hey man, we've been looking for you, man. Like, we've been looking for you, our first winner. And like, I'm like, what? I thought because it's quite a noisy environment.
Yeah.
And we all there at the back, and could imagine with the customers being here and the lines being packed.
Yeah, because the queues there are very hectic, man. Yeah.
Check, and me trying to do the food. So like, stage is the last thing that
you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of. So as that happens, they come through, they're like, hey man, you're the winner. I was like, I was so over the moon. Like, I was taking first prize. I just it took my confidence, number one, boosted it by 100%. It took the business confidence, boosted the street cred, and just my confidence in the product and trusting the product.
Sure.
It just escalated and elevated it.
Yeah. The question that I always ask the vendors is this one: how were the numbers in terms of, you've been participating from 2017. Obviously, you've missed some years, but you're almost like a resident, to the Soweto Kota Festival. I can put it that way. How are the numbers when you are selling at Soweto Kota Festival? Is it profitable? Obviously you have to invest the money first before you actually go to the Soweto Kota Festival. You have to buy stock, you have to buy whatever. Maybe you have to even extend the team, because like you're saying, the queues are very hectic. You might need like an extra hand. With the amount that you spend or that you invest prior starting to sell at the Soweto Kota Festival and after, would you say that it's a profitable kind of a thing to participate at the Soweto Kota Festival as a vendor?
Most definitely it is. That's, for me, it's a big thing in my calendar to say that every year I have to participate in the Soweto Kota Festival because of the numbers. And yes, it is a very profitable event. Looking at the numbers, it attracts about 16,000 people for those 2 days that it's hosted each and every year, or even more. The numbers can always get more. Hence, sure, they had to change venues from their previous venue to their venue now. And you can say that it's one of the most profitable events that I look up to throughout the calendar of the year. And in terms of also having small boosters like the Blue Ribbon, putting in something and from the competition. It's definitely, it makes it even more profitable. And yes, I would say that it's one of the biggest events in Soweto, I can say, and also profitable. And for looking at the vendors that come there, and the people that actually make that economy go round, and it's I could say that it's highly profitable for the township economy, number one, and also number two for the people that are trying to make their bread of the Soweto Festival, and for probably the sponsor as well.
And shout out to the sponsors, man. I always give shout out to the sponsors, because with events like this, honestly speaking, I know that the ticket sale doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it that much. Because I mean, you look at how much are the tickets for the Soweto Kota Festival. They're very it's a very small amount of money.
80 rand.
Yeah, so 50 rand for kids. I mean, it's like, for me, it's not a lot of money that can actually count as a success to the business or to the event itself. So shout out to the sponsors, because when they put their hand out there and said, we want to participate in this thing, we believe this initiative, it's something that is really, really great for the community. That on its own, I think it's something that needs to be applauded. So I always give shout out to the sponsors, all the sponsors for Soweto Kota Festival.
Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out to Blue Ribbon.
Shout out to Blue Ribbon. Shout out to Blue Ribbon and all other sponsors that are participating as well. Let's talk about the Gourmet Shrine. The name, where does it come from?
The Gourmet Shrine. Which is the Gourmet number one.
We've unpacked the number one Soweto Kota boy. Let's unpack the Gourmet Shrine.
The Gourmet Shrine. Yes. So the Gourmet number one comes from gourmet, meaning a connoisseur of good food.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a French culinary word that gourmet is a connoisseur of good food. Somebody that has basically a nice digestible palate. Could say like somebody that when they say your palate is nice, mabathi umnandi etiskini, like umnandi, like So for me, that's gourmet. And the shrine comes from one of my favorite Afrobeat artists and storytellers, which is Fela Kuti, and he used to have a place called a shrine. But shrine, deriving from a word that comes, shrine is like a holy place. Shrine can be your room. Shrine can be your sendumbeni kahle kahle, where you where you pray and say that I don't know, maybe it might not be prayer, but whatever sacred space that you have.
I wanted to use the word
and which is it can be whatever. So for me, food and culinary expression, which culinary arts also, like for me, is that sacred space, is that type of movement. So for me, the name came about in 2019, so late 2018, 2019, just before COVID times. And then we actually popped up, opened our first shop in Maboneng under the name Shrine, and we been shrining ever since. And
you've been shrining ever since. Okay.
Shrining ever since. And just hopefully staying up to the name and making good food wherever we go to, whatever festivals that we do, and whatever clients that we service, just trying to make that good food. And
lovely. Let's talk about the menu that you guys offer here. Can you just maybe give us like a, what should I say? Obviously, I was looking at the menu here, but can you just tell us like what kind of meals do you guys offer to your clientele or to your customers?
So here we basically specialize in burgers and Sing Burgers, Gourmet Burgers. We've got breakfast sandwiches. We've got mkhodu on Mondays. And yeah, so we basically have, specialize in burgers more than anything. Kotas we also offer. And yeah, so it's kota and a burger menu, you could say. And then, on Mondays, because we usually close, and then we just created that into a Mkhodu Monday. So every Monday we have a bunch of people, and then we cook. Yeah, we cook a nice Mkhodu meal just to take it back to where it all starts. But sometimes in
Of course.
we try to do that every Monday with the sonic music experience, with the whole vibe, catching up, the conversations, and
Let's talk about after winning first place at Soweto Kota Festival. How did that impact your business? Obviously, there is some prize money that goes along with the winning each place. Obviously, first place will get a certain amount. Second place, third place as well. I saw that the amount went up. I think this year it was different from last year. But
went up.
It would have been good if you won this year. But anyway,
and each and every other year, I think also. Okay, let me answer your first question about.
I just wanted to know, like, how did it impact your business after that?
So winning first prize at the Soweto Kota Festival, number one, yes, the money. Number two, the street cred, if I can say, the street cred. Recognition, and having an award. Having an award is a certification. For me, more than anything, to say that trust in the product is good. So for me, it's always also a CV more than anything. So it's for me, I could say that it boosted our business in a miraculous way. The customer support, the calls that we got after the Soweto Kota Festival, the calls that we still get after, like, prior from the Soweto Festival, and it really made a difference in our business. Number one, it made a difference in our pockets. Thanking the prize money, we took all that prize money, we invested in another show that we're doing at the end of earlier that year, which is the DSTV Delicious. And we invested that money, and we made our profits back, and a year later we had this, and
So far, it seems like a lot of vendors that participate at the Soweto Kota Festival, they also very close or participate at the DSTV. Was it Delicious? What is the relationship there? How do you guys get in touch with the guys that are behind that, or how do you get to participate there? Do you think there's a relationship in between, or it's just another initiative that you thought, you know what, let me jump in?
So for me, I think it's been a relationship that's been going on for years and years with the DSTV Delicious, and I've been participating in it since I think 2017. No, 2016. I've been participating in the DSTV Delicious.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
So for me, it's been that relationship, and then for the guys that are purely coming to the Soweto Kota Festival and the Delicious, I think that's more of it's more of an application situation, because we are all food vendors and we talk amongst ourselves that this is what I would like to do next, this is the current show that I'm working at next. And I think
so there's a whole lot of network that you belong to, obviously,
that goes into that. And for maybe the DSTV Delicious also, because they've got a proudly South African section. So which is strictly proudly South African stalls, and more of the small SMMEs that are on the ground and trying to do food. So they also take a bunch of guys. Like I saw they took like a few brands out of that, yeah, and they had them at the Soweto at the DSTV Delicious, same vendors that were at the Soweto Kota Festival. So yeah, you could say it's more of a network situation and more of a maybe getting picked from whatever and whatever source of networks that you get picked from. Yeah.
All right, great stuff. We're gonna wrap it up soon, but before that, tell us more about, because I'm looking at the place here. It's too artistic, man. It's there's craft, there's paintings, beautiful work around here, and you seem to be an individual who is really invested or deep in the culture. You know, what is it about the art itself, especially with the Gourmet Shrine?
So I think art is the most important thing, which is food. This being an art also in
100%,
itself.
yes.
And so for me, it's more of comfortability of the place, how it makes you feel, like the music as you walk in, like the artistic. It just makes a full circle for me. It's you can't have good food and not have a beautiful setting or environment or beautiful music. Like yeah, for me it's more of a full circle type of a thing, and also being close to a lot of artists and supporting the art initiative, whether
Yes.
it might be street art, whether it might be the culture of the art, or whether it might be the physical paintings of the art. So yeah, we number one, it's also a network of artists, chefs, and yeah, art is a very broad subject.
Of course, yeah, it is.
Yeah, with
I mean,
a
it
lot
can even
of-
branch to food. Imagine.
And so for me, it's just coming full circle with the art and
Okay.
yeah, with the food, the aesthetics, the place, the people, and yeah, that's
Let's close it like this. Take me through the ingredients of the Soweto number one boy.
Soweto number one boy, number one Soweto boy.
Okay, number one Soweto boy.
Yeah, number one Soweto boy. So if you remember Pro Kid's line, he's got a line that says number one Soweto boy.
All right.
Yeah, and so that for me, I took it there. So in here, we start off with nothing but the Kota bread number one, which is the iconic Kota, hence it's called the Kota. So best bread in town, get it from the best bakery in town, and and then we come with our hand cut chips over there, which are seasoned with our secret spice. And very beautiful fresh potatoes, although the price is a bit high at this moment. We come in with our freshly made patty. So this is also, you could say, what won the Soweto competition, because I make my own patties, seasoned from scratch, get my minced it, and then we make our patties from scratch and flame grill them.
Wow.
Just to perfection. Add on our Parmalat cheese over there. And then we've got our fresh tomatoes. We make our own pickles, which is like a red onion pickle, just to give it that vinegary taste. We make our own cucumber pickle too. And then the nice sunny side egg, topped with like onion rings, and with our nice homemade white sauce and our barbecue sauce.
Wow.
And that's...
So homemade sauces.
So we make our own mayo.
Yeah.
And so it's like a combination, and then our barbecue sauce, we source from. So you might say that basically 80% of the kota is homemade. And
All right, this is great, man. I'm looking at the ingredients themselves, right? And what I'm realizing is, do you have avocado in?
Yes,
in
sorry,
this?
I forgot the guacamole aspect of it, and which is avocado mixed with like red onion, lemon juice, and some
Okay.
makes it a
So
guacamole.
maybe let's do it like this, right? Just in closing. Let's do it like this. The one that we were recording last week,
Yeah, man.
which was in Alex, right?
Yes.
They spoke about cutting a potato in terms of like the chips. It's hand cut. I've never, since we started this podcast, we've never met a vendor that said they use a cutter to actually cut their chips. What is the thing about cutting with your own hands instead of like using the machine that actually cuts, that is made to cut, the chips?
So, okay. I've never thought about that. Like,
Yeah.
I've never owned a machine, number one. That's why I've
Okay.
always been hand cutting.
I thought it was something like from the culinary school or something.
I also, I think I enjoy cutting, but I've never been the one to say that I want a machine because I haven't found like the perfect. All those machines have like large size potatoes. Like light size, like they more large, and when you put them in, so for me here at least I can always control the size of the potato, not to give somebody too much of a potato and not to give somebody like less. Like you don't want to have like a wedge in a quarter, like it would overfloat you, and the size of this quarter, so I need to proportion the chips to the amount.
All right. Where can people find you? Your social media platforms, and also just I think your location is very much easy to find here. So maybe you can share your location. They are in Braamfontein, by the way. But you can share the actual address, and then you can share your social media platforms as well for people who want to come here and enjoy this quarter or other meals that you offer in your menu.
So yes, we are located on 70 Juta Braamfontein, and we are called the Gourmet Shrine. And then on social media platforms, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook under the Gourmet Shrine.
Yeah.
And then we also do a whole lot of private events, and you can always hit us up. So our numbers are there, our emails are there, and hopefully we can also share some more numbers or emails on the podcast. And we do private functions, we do weddings, we do festivals, and we are basically an all-rounder team that enjoys being out and about. So catch us Braamfontein, catch us soon, very soon, hopefully in Soweto, which is probably 2024. And we will be opening quite a few outlets and just popping up in different spaces.
And looking forward to see you at the 2024 Soweto Kota Festival.
Most def, and wish I could enter again this year, next year, and hopefully reclaim my prize again.
All right, the champ is here, is ready to defend the champion. If you are interested in competing at the Soweto Kota Festival, be on the lookout as we continue with this journey of the SKF podcast. And I'm here today. We're rounding it up with Chef Vusi from the Gourmet Shrine. My name is Elvis Mulifi Morph, and with that being said, I am out. Thank you.
Bring that flavor with the platter. Rents and dollars and akwacha. I am from the motherland. Sanbona ni dumela enda. When you want me going, I go.